Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a bright and sunshiny day. Hey, well, I opened the fridge today to get my milk. What falls out is a can of soda. So I don't want my brother to get the one that will explode. I took it. So I have that for later. Oh, I was going to be good, but only have one soda a day. My brother took two. So I took one more. So if I get a total of 6 in me, that's what, 3 days I stopped drinking it. Because then the rest is his. You know me, I'm trying to read as much as I can. So, oh, I got the news. Yes, sadly, Shannon Doherty lost her battle with cancer. But Isabella Strahan won her battle. She's cancer free. So she's not on the list no more. Let's get started. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgiven them that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you, Jehovah, for another beautiful day on your beautiful earth. And thank you for allowing us to wake up today. And thank you for what you did for us in the past, present, and what you will do for us in the future. As you can see, there's someone else that was... I wrote it down last night, which is here. Okay, so I wouldn't forget. Danielle's nephew, Nathan, passed away at the age of 38 of a brain aneurysm. And he leaves behind a son. Please keep him and Danielle and everybody, the whole entire family, in your thoughts, because they're all distraught about it. Please help them. Please, Jehovah, put your healing hands on the whole family. Just give them a big hug. And tell them that everything's going to be okay after this. Please comfort them. Everybody else that's hearing me, please keep them in your prayers, please. Don't forget, Danielle's nephew, Nathan, passed away at the age of 38 of an aneurysm. Keep the whole family in your prayers. He leaves behind a son. Also, Isabella Strahan is cancer-free. Congratulations, Isabella. I knew it would happen. Tate has a heart condition and cancer. And Cindy Lee, Lisa, King Charles, Princess Kate, and Jen's friend Shannon. They all have cancer. Please help them. Give them physical and mental strength to fight the disease off. Celine Dion, help her with the pain of stiff person syndrome. Continue to help Jenny, Christina, Tiffany, and her two boys, Robin Taylor, Miss Dan and daughters, Arnie, Vic and family, Carol and mom, and all the medical mental needs that they need. In Jesus' name, amen. Now we're reading this. Yeah.
Matthew 19:8.
That's that.
The law promoted love. Paragraph 22. Question. In what ways did the Mosaic Law encourage love, and toward whom? Can you imagine a modern-day legal system that encourages love? The Mosaic Law promoted love above all else. Why, in the book of Deuteronomy alone, the word for love occurs in various forms over 20 times. You must love your fellow as yourself was the second greatest commandment in all the law. Leviticus 19:18. God's people were to show such love not only to one another, but also to the alien residents in their midst, remembering that the Israelites too had once been alien residents. They were to show love to the poor and afflicted, helping them out materially and refraining from taking advantage of their weaknesses. They were even...
Let's try to move it over to press stop. Now it's going to go off again. You know what?
Directed to treat beasts of burden with kindness and consideration. Paragraph 23. Question. What was the writer of Psalm 119 moved to do, and what might we resolve to do?
All right. Now, that's a really long paragraph. We might listen to it, and we might not listen to it. It depends.
What other nation has been blessed with such a legal code? No wonder the psalmist wrote, "How I do love your law." His love, however, was not merely a feeling. It moved him to action, for he strove to obey that law and to live by it. Further, he continued, "All day long your law is my concern." Psalm 119:11 and 97. Yes, he regularly spent time studying Jehovah's laws. There can be no doubt that as he did, his love for them increased. At the same time, his love for the lawgiver Jehovah God grew as well. As you continue to study divine law, may you too grow ever closer to Jehovah, the great lawgiver and God of justice. Questions for meditation?
No. I'm going to be reading the footnotes. I'm going to be reading these footnotes. That's the... I don't think I really paid attention to them. For instance, law requires the burying of human waste, the quarantining of the sick, and the washing of anyone who touched a dead body were many centuries ahead of their time. Leviticus 13, chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. Numbers chapter 19, 11 through 13, and 17 through 19. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verses 13 and 14. Whereas Canaanites' temples features rooms set aside for activity, the Mosaic law stated that those in an unclean state could not even enter the temple. Thus, since sexual relations brought on a period of uncleanness, no one could lawfully make sex part of worship at Jehovah's house. I had no. Then teaching was the primary purpose of the law. In fact, the Encyclopedia Judaica notes that the Hebrew word for law, Torah, means instruction. Okay. Yep. And then the next one is the law pointedly asks, should you besiege a tree of the field as you would a man? Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 19. Did I get that one? Yeah. Philo, a Jewish scholar of the first century, cited this law, explaining that God thinks it unjust that the anger which is excited against men should wreak itself on things which are incorrect of all evil. I think that's wreck, or was that weak? Reek. Yeah, reek. I was right. Now, Leviticus 19:9 and 10. Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 19. How do you feel about the God who makes such laws? You guys can answer everything in the comments below if you want. So let's go to Leviticus first. No, we're doing this last, Michelle. I always do this. No, we're doing it last. The law promoted love. Okay, let's go start with Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. You must not take vengeance, nor hold a grudge against the sons of your people, and you must love your fellow man as yourself. I am Jehovah. Now, Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 through 40. He said to him, you must love Jehovah, your God, with your whole heart and with your whole soul, with your whole mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. The second, like it, is this: you must love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments, the whole law hangs, and the prophets. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 6. No, sorry. Exodus chapter 23, verse 6. You are not to pervert the judgment of the poor one among you in his legal case. Pervert. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 14, and then 33 and 34. You must not curse a deaf man or put an obstacle before a blind man, and you must be in fear of your God. I am Jehovah. 33 and 34. If a foreigner resides with you in your land, you must not mistreat him. The foreigner who resides with you should become to you like a native among you, and you must love him as yourself, for you were foreign residents in the land of Egypt. I am Jehovah your God. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 4, then verse 10. Then chapter 24, verses 17 and 18. So chapter 12, verse 4. If you see your brother's donkey or his bull fall down on the road, you must not deliberately ignore it. You should, without fail, help him raise the animal up. Number 10, verse 10. You must not plow with a bull and a donkey together. Well, of course not. That's not going to work out. Chapter 24, verses 17 and 18. You must not pervert the judgment of the foreign resident or a fatherless child, and you must not seize the garment of a widow as security for a loan. Remember that you became a slave in Egypt, and Jehovah, your God, redeemed you from there. That is why I am commanding you to do this. That's a really long passage. Chapter. That's why I'm still thinking on it. Psalms chapter 119, verse 11 and 97. The number 11 will do first, obviously. In my heart I treasure up your saying, so that I may not sin against you. 97. How I do your love law. I ponder over it all day long. Leviticus chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. But if the blotch on his skin is white, and its appearance is not deeper than the skin, and the hair has not turned white, the priest will then quarantine the infected person for 7 days. The priest will then examine him on the seventh day, and if it appears that the infection has stopped and has not spread on the skin, the priest will quarantine him for another 7 days. The priest should examine him again on the seventh day, and if the infection has faded and has not spread in the skin, the priest will declare him clean. It was only a scab. The man will then wash his garments and be clean. But if the scab has definitely spread on the skin after he appears before the priest to establish his purification, he will then appear again before the priest. The priest will examine it, and if the scab has spread in the skin, the priest will then declare him unclean. It is leprosy. Wow. Numbers chapter 19, 11 through 13. Anyone touching any dead person will be unclean for 7 days. Such one should purify himself with the water on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he will be clean. But if he does not purify himself on the third day. On the seventh day he will not be clean. Everyone who touches the corpse of any dead person and does not purify himself has defiled Jehovah's tabernacle, and that person must be cut off from Israel, because the water for cleansing has not been sprinkled on him. He continues unclean. His uncleanness remains upon him. Now 17 to 19. They should take for the unclean one some of the ashes of the sin offering that was burnt, and pour running water on them, a container. Then a clean man will take hyssop and dip it into the water and spatter it on the tent and on all the containers and on the people who were there and on the one who touched the bone, or the slain one, or the corpse, or I just spaced out. Hold on, I'll find it. Here he goes. The slain one, or the corpse, or the burial place. The clean person will spatter it on the unclean one on the third day, and on the seventh day, and he will purify him from sin on the seventh day. Then he should wash his garments and bathe in water, and he will become clean in the evening. I'll get a drink. Remember what? Back when? Oh no, I'm going over. Oh no. With devotions. So sometimes, and I know I'm going to the gym. I was, live doing devotions. I'll get ready for the gym first, because then I used to go live before work. Before the gym, a regular coloring, or just talking to the kids who was getting on the bus in the morning. The mother liked it until they didn't want to follow rules, and they didn't come back to my channel. Yeah. So that one time they came back to say hi. I said, "Tell me the truth. Why haven't you been back?" I said, "Well, there's a lot of rules now. I said, there's rules in school too. But you don't break them. You haven't broken one since. Ever. So what are you worried about?" Yeah. She stayed for a little bit. She just kept quiet. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verses 13 and 14. A peg should be part of your equipment. When you squat outside, you should dig a hole with it and then cover your excrement, your poo-poo. For Jehovah your God is walking about within your camp to deliver you and to hand over your enemies to you. And your camp must be holy, so that he does not see anything indecent in you and turn away from accompanying you. Oh yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 19. If you lay siege to a city in order to capture it, and you have been fighting against it for many days, you should not destroy its trees by wielding an axe against them. But you should not cut them down, for should you besiege a tree of the field as you would a man. What does besiege mean? Besiege is a vehicle, building, sandbox, video. What? Leviticus chapter 19 and 10, 19 and 10. No. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 9 and 10. And Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 19. How do Whoa. How do you feel about the God who makes such laws? Well, let's read these. Leviticus chapter 9 and 10. No. Oh my gosh. Calm down. No. Let me open the soda and get a good sip of that. Maybe my eyes will get fixed. Good, it didn't explode. What are we on? Leviticus chapter 19, verses 9 and 10. When you reap the harvest of your land, you must not reap the edge of your field completely, and you must not pick up the gleaning of your harvest. Also, you must not gather the leftovers of your vineyard or pick up the scattered grapes of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and the foreign residents. I am Jehovah your God. A lot of people say, little kids will say, but why all the rules? Why are there laws? I'm like, so things can work together and work good. That keeps people safe. Psalms chapter 19, verses 7 through 14. The law of Jehovah is perfect, restoring strength. The reminder of Jehovah is trustworthy, making the inexperienced one wise. The orders from Jehovah are righteous, causing the heart to rejoice. The commandment of Jehovah is clean, making the eyes shine. The fear of Jehovah is pure, lasting forever. The judgment of Jehovah are true, altogether righteous. From the Psalms. By them your servant has been warned. In keeping them, there is a large reward. Who can discern mistakes? Right, hold on. Pronounce. Sorry guys. On my end, it said I was losing signal. Sometimes on your end it'll happen, but it might take a minute. So. Okay. Pronounce me innocent from sins I am unaware. I keep losing connection. Let it sit for a minute. And hold your servant back from presumptuous acts. Are we going to do this or what? We keep losing connection. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, O Jehovah, my rock and my redeemer. Only one more, guys. Come on. I gotta clear my YouTube. I bet that's what it is. Micah chapter 6, verses 6 through 8. With what will I come, Jehovah? With what will I bow before God on high? Will I come before him with whole burnt offerings, with year-old calves? Will Jehovah be pleased with thousands of rams, with tens of thousands of torrents of oil? Will I give my firstborn son for my revolt, the fruit of my body for my sin? He has told you, O man, what is good, and what is Jehovah of you? Only to exercise justice, to cherish loyalty, and to walk in modesty with your God. I think that will be it for today. So I have to later on, before I go live at 10, delete YouTube and read what it's about. Thank you guys for hanging out with listening to the Word of Jehovah. If you have any requests to hear subjects you want to talk about that's in the Bible, I highly suggest JW Library. Just type it in and you'll see. Watch. I'll even do it. Let's go to my store. Not my store. The Apple store. The App Store. Oh my gosh. So you go here, search, and here you can do it by voice. JW Library app. Wait to see, and then it's right here. And here you go. I have it. So that's what it looks like right there. I highly suggest this. They don't just have the New World Translation. They have all of them. So you can pick which one you want to study with the most. I highly suggest the New World Translation because it's all true. You know. Please didn't just. Oh, there we go. So I highly suggest that. So please go download JW Library app today.